So welcome to this video series on aptitude presented by Mentors for IAS in association with Bangalore IAS Academy and Namak APSC. So in this particular video, we will start our discussion with or about profit and loss. Now, profit and loss, once again, like your time and work and your time, speed and distance. Similarly, profit and loss is also an important topic, and many times any competitive examination that you take, if you have aptitude, it is very much possible that you get a problem on profit and loss. However, to be able to solve problems on profit and loss, you should have understood, you should have been able to solve, you should be able to solve problems based on percentages. So that is why only after completing percentages are we moving over to problems on profit and loss. So this being our first video on profit and loss, obviously we'll have to solve more problems under profit and loss so that you're able to understand, so that you're able to comprehend, so that you're able to, so that you're comfortable when it comes to different types of problems under profit and loss, because some problems under profit and loss can be difficult, and sometimes it is possible that you may get a difficult problem under this concept of profit and loss. See, when they change the pattern of your civil services examination, especially your CSAT, and made it only a qualifying examination, they actually, kind of up the ante and made it a bit difficult. So you don't have to score, but you have to qualify. And sometimes if you ignore, qualifying itself can be difficult. So talking about this particular concept, that is profit and loss. Profit and loss is a concept which is actually used to determine how profitable a particular business is. See, now every product has a cost price, and that product will also have a selling price. Based on the value of these prices, we can calculate the profit gained or the loss of money for a particular product. Under this concept, some of the terms that you will come across may be cost price, fixed price, you may have variable price, you may have semi-variable price, selling price, mark price, list price, margin, and of course your profit and loss percentage. See, basically it is all about profit and loss. Say for example, there's a shopkeeper. For the shopkeeper, if the value of the selling price is more than the cost price of a commodity, then it's profit. And if the cost price is more than the selling price, it becomes a loss. Now this particular concept obviously everybody understands. However, there are certain things which I wish to explain to you so that everything is clear. See, I hope everybody knows what is cost price, right? So we'll represent CP as cost price. What is cost price? Cost price is the price at which an article is purchased. That is cost price. The purchasing price is known as cost price. SP, this is nothing but selling price. The price at which an article is sold is known as its selling price. Then we have profit or gain. Profit or gain. Now, for profit or gain, selling price must be greater than cost price. So, if the selling price is greater than the cost price, the seller is said to have a profit or gain. Similarly, we can have loss. When is it loss? When do you have a loss? Loss is when the selling price is less than the cost price, or you could say the cost price is greater than the selling price. So when the cost price is greater than the selling price, that is when the seller is said to have incurred a loss. So this obviously everybody knows. So when it comes to profit and loss, there are certain formulae. I'm not asking you to remember the formulae, but since this being our first discussion on profit and loss, it obviously makes sense that I give you all the formulae, but I am not asking you to remember any of these formulae. I myself, I don't remember anything because it is not required for us to remember all these formulae. If you understand the concept, it does not matter what is the kind of question, you should be able to solve it. It is not required for you to remember the formulae. However, I will, for your sake, if somebody wants to remember, I will give you the formulae. Okay, so this is, I'm pretty sure this is very clear. The first one, what is gain or profit? Gain or profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price, correct? What is the profit made? Profit made is nothing but selling price minus cost price. Second, what is loss? How do you calculate loss? To calculate loss, you will subtract selling price from cost price. Why? Because for loss, cost price is greater than selling price. Therefore, loss, how do you calculate loss? It is cost price minus selling price. Third one, loss or gain is always based on cost price. What I want you to remember is loss or gain is always based on cost price with respect to cost price. Why I am saying with respect to cost price is because we have to relate to percentage. We always take cost price as 100%. If cost price is 100%, then we have to determine selling price. Cost price will always be 100%. Then we have to determine what is selling price. If it is less than 100%, then it is loss. If the selling price is more than 100%, it is gain. The difference between this 100% and this percentage, whatever we get, the decrease, that will be the percentage loss. Similarly, the percentage increase in this case will be the percentage profit or the percentage gain. Therefore, the loss or gain is always based on cost price. Fourth, how do you calculate gain percentage? How do you calculate gain percentage? If you want the gain percentage is nothing but gain into 100 divided by cost price. I told you it is always based on cost price. Therefore, gain percentage is nothing but gain into 100 divided by cost price. Fifth one, if you want loss percentage, how do you determine it? It is nothing but loss. You have to first find out loss into 100 divided by cost price. This is how we determine loss percentage. Now, if you know the gain percentage and if you know the cost price, how do you determine the selling price? In order to determine the selling price, this is nothing but 100 plus gain percentage, 100 plus gain percentage divided by 100 into cost price. 100 plus gain percent divided by 100 into cost price will give you the selling price. However, instead of gain, if it is a loss, then how do you determine the selling price? Instead of gain, if it is a loss, then it is not 100 plus gain percentage, rather it is 100 minus loss percentage, whole thing divided by 100 into cost price will give you the selling price. This will give you the selling price. Similarly, if you have gain percentage and selling price, how do you determine cost price? In order to determine cost price, it is nothing but you have to cross multiply, as good as cross multiplying determining cost price. It is nothing but 100 divided by 100 plus gain percentage, into selling price, Similarly, instead of gain, if you have loss percentage, then how do you determine cost price? It is 100 divided by 100 minus loss percentage into selling price, Next, see, if an article is sold at a gain of 35%, if an article is sold at a gain of 35%, for sake of example I am saying, if the article is sold at a gain of 35%, then your selling price will be what? It will be 135% of cost price. Next, if an article is sold at a loss of 35%, then what will be your selling price? Selling price will be 100 minus 35, that is 65% of cost price. 65% of cost price. 12th one. When a person sells two similar items, one at a gain of say X percent and the other at a loss of X percent. See, it is always X. When a person sells two similar items, one at a gain of X percent and the other at a loss of X percent itself, it is not Y percent, at a loss of X percent itself, then the seller always incurs a loss, where the loss percent can be determined as the common loss and gain percentage, the common loss and gain percentage divided by 10 whole to the power 2. This is nothing but what? X by 10 square, where X is what? X is the common loss and gain. So if a person sells two similar items where the cost price remains the same, one item at a profit of X percent, another item at the loss of X percent, then how to determine the loss percent? It is nothing but X by 10 whole square. 13. Here what I want you to remember is, say for example there's a trader or a shopkeeper. Now the shopkeeper professes to sell his goods at a cost price, at certain cost price, but uses a false weighing scale or a false machine to make extra profit. In such a case, what is your gain percentage? In such a case, what is your gain percentage? Then your gain percentage will be the error in that weighing divided by the true value minus error into 100. This will give you the gain percentage in case the shopkeeper or the trader makes use of a false weight but says that it is the correct weight and then uses to measure something in order to sell. Then the gain percentage is calculated by this formula. However, I am not asking you to remember anything. I am not asking you to remember any of this. If you've understood how to solve problems on percentage, you should be able to solve problems on profit and loss as well, as long as you understand what is this profit and loss. If you understand the concept of profit and loss, you should be able to solve it. I'm not asking you to remember any of these formulas, but since we are starting our discussion, I thought, it might be beneficial if I give you these formulas. Maybe if someone wants, you can make a note of it, you can try and remember them. So with this done, let us now start our discussion with, let us start solving problems. So what is the first problem under profit and loss? Now, first problem says Rajiv gains 70 paise on rupees 70. What is Rajiv's gain percentage? What is Rajiv's gain percentage? See, obviously, going by what I've told you, gain percentage is nothing but gain into 100 divided by cost price. But here there is no cost price or anything, so you might get confused. That is why you don't have to remember anything. You don't have to remember what is gain percentage. Gain percentage is equal to gain into 100 divided by cost price, whatever it is. So see here, Rajiv is gaining 70 paise on rupees 70. What is the gain percentage? Meaning, what is the increase in percentage terms? That is what the question is trying to ask. So what am I going to do? I am going to assume 70 rupees as 100%. I am going to assume 70 rupees as 100%. Now, after gain, what is the amount of money that Rajiv has? It is 70 rupees plus 70 paise, correct? So what is the final amount of money that he has? It is 70 rupees 70 paise. So if 70 rupees is 100%, how much is 70 rupees and 70 paise? So you have to find this out. What will you do? As usual, we will cross multiply. So 70.7 into 100 divided by 70. 0 and 0 cancels. Look at here, 70.7. It is what? 10.1, right? 10.1 or 7 into 101 will give you 707. So this is nothing but 10.1. So what do we have here? We have 10.1 into 100. Sorry, into 10. What will this give you? This will give you 101 percentage. 70 rupees 70 paisa is 101 percentage. So what is his gain percentage? In order to determine the gain percentage, you have to determine what is the increase in value from 100 percentage. 70 rupees was 100 percentage. Now that increase is how much? Increase is by 1 percentage. The increase is by 1 percentage. Then the correct answer is what? It is option B. Answer is 1 percentage. If you don't want to do this, you can straight away take 70 as 100%. Then what is 70 paise? What is 70 paise? You can do this as well. You will get 1 paisa straight away. Sorry, 1% straight away. So it is 0.7 into 100 divided by 70. This is what? 0.7 into 100 is what? Nothing but 70. 70 by 70 is how much? Nothing but 1%. So straight away you've got 1%. Instead of identifying or determining the difference, you've got 1% itself as the value. Therefore, the correct option is option B. The correct answer is 1%. So this was a very simple question. Now let us move on to the second question. Question number 2. Question number 2. What does question number 2 say? Question number 2 says, if books bought at prices ranging from rupees 200 to rupees 350 are sold at prices ranging from rupees 300 to rupees 425, what is the greatest possible profit that might be made in selling 8 books? Now, what is profit? Profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price, correct? This is profit. Profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price. If you want to increase profit, what should you do? Selling price must go up, cost price must go down. The only way to increase profit is to increase the margin between selling price and cost price. So we will always try to buy books at a lower value and try to sell the books at a higher value. So taking the lowest cost price, it is saying the books are available in the range of rupees 200 to 350. So we will go for the lowest value. What is the lowest cost price? Lowest cost price is rupees 200 per book. The lowest cost price is rupees 200 per book. Then for 8 books, what is the cost price? It is nothing but 8 into 200. This is nothing but your cost price, correct? It is nothing but 1600 rupees. Now for maximum profit, we want more selling price. The selling price has to be maximum. Then we'll go for greatest selling price. What is greatest selling price? Greatest selling price is rupees 425 per book. Then for 8 books, what is the selling price? 8 into 425. Therefore, profit is what? Selling price minus cost price. It is 8 into 425 minus 8 into 200. That is how you get the profit. I take 8 common out. You have 425 minus 200. 8 into nothing but 225. 8 5s are 40. 8 2s are 16. 420. 8 2s are 16 to 1800. This is the maximum profit which is possible. See, you might ask, why am I taking 425? It could be 400, it could be 350, it could be 300. Here, in case of selling price. See, what is the question asking? The question is asking for the greatest possible profit. That is why I am taking the highest or greatest selling price and the lowest cost price. This is the greatest profit which is possible in this range of cost price and in this range of selling price. That is why the greatest profit possible is what? 1800 rupees. If you look at the options, no, this is also incorrect. It cannot be determined. No, it can be determined. Therefore, the correct answer is option D. It is none of these. The correct answer is none of these. So I hope you understood this question. Now let us move on to the next question, that is question number 3. Now what does question number 3 say? Now question number 3 says Alfred buys an old scooter for rupees 4,700 and spends rupees 800 on its repairs. If he sells the scooter for rupees 5,800, what is his gain percentage? What is his gain percentage? That is what the question is actually asking for. Now, according to the question, what is the selling price? Selling price is rupees 5,800. In order to determine profit, we need cost price as well, because profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price. What is cost price? He buys a scooter for 4,000 rupees, 4,700 rupees. But before selling it, he spends extra rupees 800 on its repairs. So what does it cost Alfred before selling the scooter? It costs him 4,700 rupees, which is the cost price, plus 800 rupees, which is the price to repair, which is the cost of repairing it. So the total cost price is what? The total cost price is 4,700 plus 800, which is nothing but 5,500 rupees. 5,500 rupees. Therefore, what is his profit? What is his profit? Profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price. This is nothing but 5,800 minus 5,500. Therefore, the profit that Alfred makes is equal to 300 rupees. The profit that Alfred makes is equal to 300 rupees. Now, what is the question asking for? Question is asking for is gain percentage. So, I did tell you while giving you introduction to profit and loss, the gain or the gain percentage or loss percentage is always with respect to the cost price. So, if cost price, that is 5,500, is 100%, then what is the profit percentage? What is the profit percentage? So what will we do here? We will cross multiply. We have 300 into 100 divided by 55 into 100. 55 into 100. So 100, 0 and 0 gets cancelled. 5 11s are 55, 5 6 are 30 and 0 over here. So we get what? 60 by 11 percentage. Therefore, profit is what percentage of what is the percentage of profit that he gains? It is nothing but 60 by 11%. It is nothing but 60 by 11% that he gains. Therefore, the correct answer is 60 by 11%. The correct option is option B. He gains a total profit of 60 by 11 percentage gain. So I hope this was a very simple question. I hope everybody understood. Now let us move on to the fourth question. Before moving on, let me just mention, see, I'm not asking you to solve it only by my method. Okay, whatever I solve. If you're comfortable by any other method, please do solve it, whatever you're comfortable. Okay, what is the objective? The objective is to get the correct answer. And if you've understood the method, that is more than enough. If you're able to understand and if you're able to reduce the time further, please do go ahead. But always ensure that you're not going to do any mistake. Don't rely on shortcuts and too many formulas. That is what, because it is always possible that under pressure we might forget the formula or we might make a mistake in the shortcut. But if you understand the concept, it doesn't matter how the question is twisted, you'll be able to solve it. So question number 4. What does question number 4 say? Question number 4 says, a shopkeeper purchased 70 kgs of potatoes for rupees 420 and sold the whole lot at the rate of rupees 6 rupees at a price of 6 rupees 50 paise per kg. So what will be his gain percentage? Now this particular question is similar to the previous question. This particular question is similar to your previous question. So then how do we go about solving this particular question? Now see here, what is the cost price? A shopkeeper purchased 70 kgs of potatoes for 420 rupees. So the total cost price is how much? The total cost price is 420 rupees. Correct? That is the total cost price. The selling price is given as what? The selling price is given as rupees 6 and 50 paise per kg. Now cost price is in terms of the entire lot, whereas selling price is in terms of per kg. So either change selling price for to the total 70 kgs, that is multiply it by 70 kgs, or divide the total cost price by 70 kgs to get the cost price per kg. So what I will be doing, both of them, either way it is correct. So what I will be doing is, I will divide 420 by 70. 420 rupees by 70. 0 gets cancelled, 7 6 are 42. Therefore, what is the cost price? Cost price is rupees 6 per kg for potatoes. Potatoes cost price is rupees 6 per kg. What is selling price? Selling price is 6 rupees 50 paise per kg. Then, what is profit? Profit is what? Profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price. It is 6 rupees 50 paise minus 6. It is equal to 50 paise. It is equal to 50. 50 paise is the profit, but 50 paise is the profit per kg. It is not for entire 70 kgs. Then we have to determine what is the profit in terms of this entire 70 kgs, or you can take it with respect to 6 rupees itself. See, if you wanted to with if you want it for 70 kgs, then you have to equate it with 420 kgs. If you multiply the profit for 70 kgs, then you have to consider 420 rupees. Or you can go ahead with 50 paise itself, but if you take 50 paise as the profit, then you have to take cost price as 60. If you multiply 70 into 50, then you have to take cost price as 420. Either way it is correct, either way you will get the same answer. But why simply multiply 70 and then take 420 when we already have 50 paise and we can equate it with cost price as 6 rupees itself. So in order to prevent further calculations, unnecessary calculations, I am going to say cost price is 6 rupees. So this is 100%. Then what is 50 paise? What is 50 paise? This is what? Nothing but 0.5 into 100 by 6, or 50 by 6. This is 25 by 3. Therefore, what is the gain percentage? 25 by 3%. Therefore, the correct option is option C. The correct answer is 25 by 3%. Next question, question number 5. Now, what does question number 5 say? Question number 5 says, a man buys a cycle for rupees 1400 and then sells it at a loss of 15%. What is the selling price of the cycle? What is the selling price of the cycle? So what is the cost price? Cost price is 1400. Selling price we don't know, we have to determine the selling price. However, selling price is 15% less than that of cost price, because that is the loss of 15%. So selling price is 15% less than the cost price. So what will we do? Going back to what we used to do in percentage, if I take 1400, that is cost price as 100%, then what is selling price? Selling price is 15% less. It will be 85%. Now can we determine the selling price? Of course we can determine the selling price. Selling price is what? 85 into 1400 divided by 100. 0 and 0 gets cancelled. We now have to multiply 85 into 14. 85 into 10 is 850 plus 4 into 85. 4 5s are 20, 8 4s are 32, 32 plus 4 is 340. So 0 0 5 4 9 8 3 1 11. Therefore, the selling price is what? It is 11,000. Sorry, 1,190. 1,190. So there is a loss of how much? It is a loss of 210 rupees. It is a loss of 210 rupees. Therefore, he sells the cycle at rupees 1,190. Therefore, the correct option is option C. Next question, question number 6. Question number 6 says A sells an article which costs him rupees 400 to B at a profit of 20%. B then sells it to C making a profit of 10% on the price he paid to A. So how much does C pay to B? How much does C pay to B? Or what the question is asking for is, what is B's selling price or C's cost price, whatever it is. Now going by the question, A sells the article which costs him rupees 400 to B at a profit of 20%. So for A, cost price is what? Rupees 400. Selling price is what? A profit of 20%. He sells it to B at a profit of 20%. Meaning, if 400 is 100%, what is his profit? Profit is 20%. 20% of 400. So how much is it? It is 40 into 20 divided by 100. 0 gets cancelled. It is 80 rupees. Therefore, he makes a profit of 80 rupees. If he makes a profit of 80 rupees, what is the selling price? Selling price is nothing but cost price plus profit. Therefore, it is 400 plus 80. It is equal to 480 rupees. The selling price is 480 rupees. So, for B, cost price is 480 rupees because he purchases it from A at a rate of 480 rupees. The question further says that B then sells it to C making a profit of 10%. So we now have to determine what? B's selling price. B's selling price. How do we determine B's selling price? Same procedure. So again, in this case, 480 is 100%. Profit is what? 10%. Then, if profit is 10%, what is the actual profit? It is 480 into 10 divided by 100. 0 and 0 gets cancelled over here. We have 48 rupees. Therefore, profit is what? Profit for B is what? It is 48 rupees. And what is the selling price? Selling price is again cost price plus profit. It is 480 rupees plus 48, which is equal to 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. It is equal to 528 rupees. Therefore, B sells it to C at rupees 528, or C purchases it from B at a price of 528 rupees. Therefore, the correct answer is rupees 528. The correct option is option C. Option C. So with this, I hope you've had some understanding of the concept of a profit and loss. We've solved very simple problems, but obviously you have more complicated problems when it comes to profit and loss. So here you have 3 practice problems. Do try to solve them. The solution for these practice problems will be posted in the comment section. So if you do have any doubts, please do write to us in the comment section. Your doubt should be, whenever possible, it will be cleared. So thank you very much for watching. For more such videos, please do follow us. Thank you.